Hello, in this video we're actually going to be, let me minimize this. We're actually going to be talking about how to swap between different accounts. Now as it currently stands, once you sign into your Google account on the Sword of Shadows game, you're not able to actually switch between your Sword of Shadows Google accounts. What you would actually have to do is you would have to go into your settings, go down to your accounts, if I can figure out how to do that on this phone. Right, where would accounts be? Just bear with me a second. Be here, I guess. No, it won't be there. It's not that. General management. No. Hang on. No, not there. Accounts. Hang on. Okay, now what's the actual way to get to that? Because I don't want to get to there from that. Where would the account actually be if I wasn't looking for it through there? That was one way to get to it. I guess that's the only way to get to it from this. And what you would do is you'd have to add an account. And then click on Google. And then type in the information of the account you want to add. Now, in my case, I don't want to add another account. But if I did, you'd see your accounts over at the top. See where I got Facebook and Google and that, which I don't use, and whatnot. You'll see another account there. And once you've done that, you then have to remove the account that's already connected to your Sword of Shadows. And then you can add that account back after. But once you've removed that account, then when you try to log into the game, it will let you choose which Google account you want to log in as. Remember, once you've chosen which Google account you want to log in as, it won't let you change until you remove that account. The only other way is, if you're trying to do it another way, is by going to apps, scrolling down to Sword of Shadows, clicking on it. Now on old phones you just click, I believe it'll come up straight away as soon as you click in it. But on the newer phones you click storage and then clear data. Now obviously by doing this it means it will have to re-download all of the update data, which means that when you start up the game, it will take longer to get into the game. You may have to wait half hour for it to download the additional data. But once you've done that, you will then be able to sign in to your Google account. To the game. From a different Google account. Now, that this game provides so that you don't need to switch between Google accounts. Obviously by clicking this account icon will bring up, that's located at the top right, see where you got notice. Click on the account, switch account. It'll allow you to choose whether you want to sign in with your Google or your Facebook. The same rules apply for Facebook. Once you've signed in, it will automatically sign in with that account. See, it won't let me choose which Facebook account I want to sign in as. And I'll go straight into my character because I was already logged into it. If you're wanting to switch characters on that account, you'll just click on your top left tab, which is your school icon over here. Click on character and it'll take you to the character screen for that account. Now I click return, it'll take me back to the home screen. Now, if you're looking for another way of creating multiple accounts or switching between accounts without having to clear data off the game to choose a different account, the Snail company does actually provide a way to do that. When you click on switch account, you can click on sign in or sign up. Now, if you've already created an account with Snail, you can click on sign in and then just click on the arrow at the top, click on the account you want to sign in as, and then sign in. Otherwise, you can create an account with Snail by clicking sign up. When you do that, you type in an email address. Now, you're going to make sure you use an existing email address, whatever email address you've got that can fit in that box. And it can't be too long, which means if you're using a Hotmail one, for example, and it's got .co.uk, it might be too long and therefore may not be allowed. So abbreviating it is the best way to do it, which is what I did for some of mine. And yeah, that's it really. So what you would do, once you've created an account, as you can see, that's my Hotmail. My Hotmail is actually a .co.uk, but I abbreviated it to .com, and I believe I might have created a .com version of it as well. That way I could sign in. Otherwise, if it was .co.uk, my username, well, my email address would be too long, and therefore Snail won't be able to accept it for your sign up. When it comes to your Google, obviously you can create a Google account, log in with them, which I believe I already have. They're my JSOR 2002. I have a Google account sign in, but you can also use that exact same email account to create an account with Snail, which is completely separate. And by doing that, you'll be able to switch between two different accounts. So it all really depends on whether the account you want to switch with is actually a Facebook login, a Google login, or a Snail account. A Snail account is where you can click sign in, type in the account, type in the password, and then just start the game. And as you can see, I can quickly go on to, well, actually I can't right now because I've actually got that account logged in on my other phone. But I can click on, so I can go to my Google one, click sign in, and it'll allow me to sign straight in without having to worry about switching between different accounts or clearing data to switch between different accounts. So that's the best way to go about it. So I hope that helps with anyone who wants to know how to switch between different accounts when it comes to these Facebook or Google logins. Basically, the person who's trying to switch between that account needs to put that account on their device and then clear data from the game, or remove the account they're currently using, and then when you load up the game it'll ask you to choose if there's more than one on there, on your device that is. So yeah, the other way is by creating an account with Snail, which is what I would suggest people to do who are joining the game. Create an account with Snail. That way, if you want to pass your account on to somebody else to help you level it up, all they'll need is the email address and password. Now, when it comes to creating an account with Snail, you just need the email address. The password, when it comes to that, you can create any password for it. You don't need to know the password to the email address. So, for example, if I had a random email address or I search for different email accounts, I could place that in here and under the sign up, and then choose a password that I want to use by typing in the password and create an account with it, and Snail would let you create an account that way. So yeah, when it comes to wanting to use old accounts that you may have forgotten your password to, you can do that on this game. So yep, no problem there. Also, when you do create an account, you don't with Snail, you haven't got to go through the hassle of verifying it on your email address. So if I created a Facebook account, which I've already got anyways, that's my main account, Or say if I created a Google account and I didn't have one with Snail by doing sign up, I wouldn't have to go onto my Google account and then verify it. I could just put the email address in, decide what I want my password to be, sign up to them, it'll register, and then from then onwards I can sign in. So yeah, I hope that helps in regards to creating or swapping accounts. Of course, when you're in these accounts, for example, I'm logging into my Facebook one right now. You can create up to 3 characters on the server that you're logged into. And you can switch between different servers. Now, I have made a video showing you about how to delete characters. So you can check that out in my playlist on my RS Sword of Shadows, if you want to know about how to do that. It also tells you about how to swap servers. And if you want to know how to do that, I'm just going to quickly show you now. By clicking back, which is what the arrow was that I just clicked on, I can click on this here, which would allow me to switch between different servers. So I can switch between the EU servers, the app, or the US. So you got AMP, EU, US, and you can switch and check server 1, or maybe you want to check one of the more newer ones that have been created, like server 20. Then have a look at what that server's like. Of course, when you change to a different server, the character you're currently using on that account won't be available. So my character's on EU server 1. So if I was to change that to a server that isn't merged with server 1, let's say EU server 7, I don't think that's merged with server 1, you'll see that my Hellraiser account won't come up, not unless this server is actually merged with server 1. Yep, looks like that server is actually merged with server 1, so my Hellraiser account comes up. Let's see if we can find one that it hasn't merged with. Let's try server 6. No, I'm pretty sure server 6 is merged with server 1. Yep. And I think server 5 has. I know server 4 has because I was from server 4. Let's check it out. Server 4. No, not server 4. I know that one's merged. Let's check server 5. Yep. I believe Snail's merging all of their servers, like their EU servers, together and whatnot. Server 3 I know is merged with server 1. I believe server 2 is, because I believe server 1 and 2 merged first before we merged with them. Let's just check though. Yep, so as it currently stands, all of the EU servers are merged together, so you'll be able to click on any one of these and log into your account. You'll be in the exact same server you was in anyways. But yeah. And then obviously you've got your app servers. I created an account on there, but obviously my main account won't be there because it's on EU server 1, or the EU servers. So as you can see, when you change to a different server, you lose access to that character. Now this is the server 1 for that. So now we're going to go to the exact same one where you just saw that low mic character, and we're going to go to server 20. And see if they've actually merged server 20 with server 1 on the AMP. Nope, they haven't, because as you can see, it's a different character that I created. So the server 1's got my one that's got Chinese writing followed by the word Jace, whereas their newer server has this character, which isn't merged together. So that means those 2 AMP servers, this one, server 20 and server 1 are completely different, I believe. We'll just double check. This should be the Chinese writing one. Yep, so those 2, as you can see, are different servers. So yeah, I hope that helps you out. I'm now just going to set this back up to what it should be. EU server 1, that's where I am. And there's my main. And yeah, now we'll minimize the game because of the rotate thing for Google, well, for YouTube when I upload the video. So yeah, I hope that helps when it comes to explaining about switching accounts. The easiest way to do it is by switching with someone who has a Snail account. And now by watching this video, you know what I mean by a Snail account or a Facebook or Google account. Thank you for watching. Bye bye for now.